Hi, this is Omani Belafonte, and I am from Lovely Paper Crafters, and I'm here today to show you Magnolia Lane. So it's Morning Magnolia set with the Magnolia Lane DSP and the Magnolia memory dies. So I'm just going to show you a few of the items here. So we have the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set. So there's 2 stamps for that set. And then I'm going to show you some different things that I use with this. And this is the paper, Magnolia Lane paper. This is going out with this catalog. So if you do love that paper, it would be a good time to order that right away. And then these are the Magnolia memory dies. So what's awesome about these is there's tons of different flowers you can use. You can also right here make your own flower with this one on top of it, so it pops out. So you can use it on like if you want to make a 3D project, like a picture frame with flowers on it, or something like that. There's tons of different leaves that you can use, and so I'm going to show you how to use the one today. Let's see what else we have here. So this is the card we're going to make here today. I'm going to show you how to make that, and I also have a few cards here I wanted to show. So this is one my mom made me for my birthday, which was in March. So that one turned out really pretty, and it folds open like that. She always puts something cute on the inside. This is a sympathy card that I had made. Here's a birthday card. Now what's cool about the stamp set is there's a framelit for this edge, and there's also a stamp for that edge also. This one's thinking of you. So this is where you take the the Whisper White Stampin' Stampin' Pad, and you take your Stampin' blend, and then you just go and put that in there, and then you go over it with just a little bit of like a little bit of chalking a little bit in there. So that's that. This is one with a little bunny. And this is the back of the paper, so it's not flowered, so you can use it for anything else you want to use. And here's my unicorn. So those are my samples. I have tons of samples on that, but we'll be here all day. So I'm just going to show you how to make this one here. So here's hoping the lighting is better today. The other day you couldn't see much. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your Memento ink, and you're just going to stamp that down there. I'm just going to move some of these things out of my way. A little bit more space. So you're going to take the Memento, you're going to stamp that down there, and then you're going to put that onto a shimmer paper, and then you're going to take that die and you're going to cut it out. And when it's finished, it's going to look like that. And I'm just not going to show you every step of that, just because it's going to take too long today to do. I'm just going to shut my curtain. The light coming in today is awful, and you can't see that. Let's see what I can do here. There we go. So a little bit better. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by coloring that in first. So we're going to use the Mossy Meadow light and dark markers. We're going to use the dark petal pink and light petal pink. And these are the Stampin' blends. We're going to use the Saffron. And we're going to use the dark Crumb cake. And I'm just going to move my sample card. No, that's too much light. Okay, perfect. So we're just going to move that up a little bit so you can see that. Alright, so what we're going to do, oh my gosh, if I could control the light in here today, it would be much better. So what you're going to do with that flower, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do each time I do a color. So you're going to first start with the light petal pink, and you're going to color in the entire flower with that. And now you're wanting to go as quickly as you can with this. You don't want to go over and over and over with these blends, because what it'll do is it'll bleed through to the other side. Plus it can make a hole in your paper if you go over it too many times. So it's best to use, instead of the regular cardstock, it's best to use the shimmer paper. Thanks, Jane, for joining me. Jane let me know that I was starting my videos way too early. Apparently the time on my computer is different than the time on my cell phone. So I was going by the computer time, which is like 2 minutes early. So I'm so sorry about that. So that's what it's going to look like when it's colored in. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your dark petal pink, and we're going to just go over the little parts that are dark there. So I'm just going to show you that close up. So you're just going to go over the spots that are dark there. And any of the little lines, just go over those also. So I'll show you that. So it just makes it pop out more. What's great about these markers is you can kind of put as much or as little as you want. It's extremely pretty once it's finished, and it looks very realistic once you're done. So that's how it will look. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to color in with the light saffron. We're going to color in the middle here. So just like that. And then for the leaves, we're going to take the light Mossy Meadow. You're going to use the thicker end. And you're going to color in all the leaves. And just let me get my other marker. This is the one that is broken. Alrighty. Now when you're coloring that in, it looks extremely, extremely dark, but once you let it dry, it will lighten up a little bit. Just careful around the edges there. Now when you're using the Stampin' Blends, you're wanting to use the flat edge of them. Don't go right down like a pencil or a pen or a pencil. You're going to use it like a paintbrush. So you're going to use this side. So what will happen is you'll end up breaking your end of your brush or end of your marker if you go right down like that, and you will actually use up all the inks. So you'll end up with a tip that's not so great. So it will look like, oops, that. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your dark Mossy Meadow, and you're just going to take the fine end, and you're just going to go in those little dark spots, the little shadows that the stamp has already on it. Me and some of the girls from my Stampin' Up group talking the other night and how much stamping and creating, painting, doing art is so great for this time when we're all stuck at home. It does help a lot of people out. So crafting or doing art is such a great thing. And what we would be doing if we didn't have it would probably be baking and eating. So that was kind of funny. Alright, so I'm just going to show you the little shadows up close. It's very hard to see the pink today. Sometimes the weather works for me and sometimes it doesn't. So you're just going into those little tiny areas. Don't put a lot, just a little bit. And then the last part is to take your brush, or sorry, take your crumb cake, and you're just going to put in the little stem. You can also do the stem with the green if you'd like. It's not a big deal. Or you can cut it off a little bit also if you don't want it showing up on your card. And so that's what it'll look like when it's finished. So I'm just going to put it together here. Actually, we're going to stamp one more thing. So on this card, I put thinking of you. On this one, I'm going to do a Mother's Day card. My mom really loves this set. It's one of her favorite sets. She usually tells me once a day how much she loves this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our craft pad, and we're going to take our Mother's Day saying. And this one is from the Timeless Tulip set, which this one is carrying over also into the new catalog. So we can still use that one. So that's awesome. And you're just going to try to get that fully, make sure that the whole stamp has it, sorry, and you can't see that. So you're just going to stamp it in there, and you're just, oops, you're just going to make sure the whole stamp is covered. And then you're going to stamp that down into the left upper corner of your Mossy Meadow paper. So just right there. Now in this one I did embossing, but just for time I didn't want to do the embossing today because it does take a lot more time. So this one I did Happy Mother's Day. And then we're going to put the card together. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our Mossy Meadow base and our Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper. So I'm using that sheet this time. And you're going to take your whatever snail you have. We do have new snail coming for the new catalog, a different kind. So I'm super excited about that. So that is why the snail is currently on the retired list, is because they're coming out with just a new type. And then you're going to take your square Mossy Meadow paper and you're going to put that down. And I just made this flat because we're actually going to use dimensionals to put the flower on. Alright. And so how I did it on here is I made it go a little bit sideways so it would fit the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the dimensionals and you're just going to put one on the bottom, so one on each leaf. So just like that. And you want to make sure that you filled this one up as with a number of dimensionals just to make sure it sits properly. So when you're going to put it down, you're going to watch your saying doesn't get covered. So just like that. And when it's finished, it'll look like that. And there's my original one. So I'm going to let you know that I'm going to have an unboxing of my pre-order. So being a demonstrator, you can have, you can buy items from the new catalog before they're released to the public. So I did order a few things, and that should be coming probably around the 18th, 19th, or 20th. So I'm probably going to do that video probably later in the afternoon, probably around 2 o'clock or 2:30. And I'll let you know when that's coming. I don't know right now because it does take a while for the shipments to get here. So it usually takes 10 to 12 days for them to get here. And then because of backlogs from a UPS and that kind of thing, it does sometimes take a little bit longer. So I will be posting that as soon as I get that box. I'll be opening it and I'll be doing a Facebook Live for that. Also, next Tuesday, I will be doing a sponging technique with the Love You to Pieces stamp set, and so I'll be showing how to use sponges to use those die cuts. So come join me on Tuesday, May the 12th for that class. Thank you. Bye.